Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And it's another news video. This is going to be a rumor patrol or a news walk video. I think I'm going to call it News Walk because I think it's more news than rumor. Yeah, it is much more news than rumor, and there's a lot of it about. I say that a lot. There's a lot of it about, isn't there? It's amazing. This is why I think Doctor Who is going to flourish, right? And I know a lot of people use the hashtag RIP Doctor Who, and I used it as well, right? I thought it just could not survive this Chris Chibnall era, which we're going to be looking at in a bit. I just didn't think it could survive it, right? And then Russell Davis said, you know what? I want to prove I'm the bestest ever, right? And even though me and Russell, we disagree about a lot of things, we agree very much on good writing and good Doctor Who. So, I'm hoping that's going to continue. But I think the fact there is so much freaking news going on, and there is so much interest, so much news, and it's building, right? Nothing to do with the upcoming specials, which I don't think anybody really cares about. Although I am looking forward to them because that's gold for my channel, right? It's absolute gold. But there's just so much about. That's why I think, as long as it's not awful, as long as it's not platforming garbage, and even if it is, as long as it's good, right? As long as it's good, I think we can call season 10 reasonably platformy with Bill Potts. I still think season 10 is Capaldi's best season. Best season without... Oh, I don't have it in front of me. Here it is. Best season with the exception of seasons 12 and 13, right? These books, freaking awesome. There are books on tapes. Dr. Alex, go look him up on YouTube, right? Do I think it's better? Yeah, I prefer both of those to season 10. And I like season 10. I think season 10 is freaking awesome, right? Absolutely awesome. So that was platforming with and it was good, right? And I know we annoyed a lot of people. But anyway, listen, we all thought it was terrible. Then we saw the last few years and we're like, maybe not. Anyway, that's why I think it's going to come back. I do think it's going to come back. I think Star Wars could have come back when we saw Mandalorian that first season. We're like, wait, what? This looks like Star Wars and it feels kind of good. What's going on? We were all kind of confused. Nobody's ever thought that looking at Star Trek Discovery. Oh my God. Anyway, so lots of news to get to and some really, really weird stuff, right? Really weird stuff and stuff I think that we should be paying attention to as well. And if this, I'm recording this on Sunday, March 20th, and I'm going to be dropping it on Monday the 21st. If any new news happens between now and then, I'll record it as an insert, right? I'll record it as an insert and put it in. But I hope not, because as I said, there's a lot of about. Fine! Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? Awesome. Awesome beyond awesome. Thank you very much. And I mean that in a genuine way. Can you hit the like button? Can you hit the share button? That's actually really helpful. And I don't do it enough myself, and I really should. But can you hit the share button? Thank you very much. Actually, I was so touched. I noticed I did a video about a week ago. I did like an hour-long deep dive into the new Big Finish Doctor Who First Doctor Adventures, which I kind of was scared off by a bit, and then I was talked around into it. So it's worth watching that video. It's always worth watching the videos because it helps me. But anyway, then I saw it on Facebook, and I said, I don't remember sharing it there. Somebody else shared it, and I was so touched. I really was. Genuinely, I was. So thank you very much, whoever did that. I wasn't touched enough to remember his name. No, but I was genuinely touched. So like, share, subscribe. Oh boy, YouTube are up to their little games. I had a great couple of weeks, right? And YouTube were like, wait a minute. We don't like you. I mean, we're giving you your platform and we're going to make money off you, but we really don't like you. Really. You say things that we don't want to be said. No. But still, they don't mind it that much because they still let me on, so thank you very much. But subscribe, they're messing around with my subscribers, doing great, and all of a sudden went, people ask me, how do you know if you're shadow banned? Really? When your subscriber increase, when you look at the data and it drastically changes for no apparent reason. That's when you get a little bit suspicious. So fine, like, share, subscribe. If you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. If you're on Rumble, and what wouldn't be a great future if we all just moved to Rumble? Oh, I want that day to happen. If you're on Rumble, hit the Rumble button. Please subscribe to me over there. Share that stuff as well. Share it all, baby. Share it all. Don't be shy on any of this stuff. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. That's always very helpful. Actually, I haven't even looked at my Rumble comments. Okay, I'll get to that. I'm really sorry if you commented on Rumble, right? I will absolutely do that. Like, share, subscribe, comment. That does help the algorithm. Sign up to my Substack, which, listen, I just had a Jewish holiday that blew my week apart. And I wasn't so great with it last week. This week, I'm actually getting back to stuff. This is the week I'm doing the NFTs, right? I'm doing the NFTs, so the paid version of my Substack. The free one, you get free comics. Okay, this is the one I remember to do it, and I'm not like, stressed by doing a billion other things, but I mostly remember to do it. I get a bunch of free comics, like stuff out of print, the Blake 7 stuff. I want to start doing the backup strips they haven't reprinted from, not 2000 AD, from Doctor Who magazine. I have them all. Like, here, 1 second. I have them all over here. It means, how do I do this? 1 sec. No, I'm going the wrong way. Got to move my finger that way and down, right? There you go. Oh, it's over there. So that's why. Right, back there. Fine. So I go all the way back to the beginning. It means scanning them, but man, nobody's seen those for years, and they're mostly brilliant, right? They're mostly really, really good. So I'm putting that. This is on the free one, right? This is on the free one. So subscribe to that. The pay one, we're going to be doing NFTs, which I had an idea to make them more. They're supposed to be like a cryptocurrency, right? It's a weird one, but it's supposed to be like a cryptocurrency. So I had an idea how to make them more desirable, which will make them hopefully more valuable. And I think we're going to do a new 1 or 2 each month. It's going to be like the for the male gaze. Gosh, do I have those handy? I have. Oh, here they go. For the male gaze, my based on my masturbatory fantasies when I was 13, which still work quite well today, I have to tell you. And you see they're all genre related. We've got James Bondy ones. What's this? We got Space 1999. So anyway, if you're on the paid one, you get you get your free NFT, and each one is unique to you. But also, I think we're gonna say you get to choose. like let me know what femme fatale you want as the male gaze card for this month, and then I think I'll have to work it out. But you can print on demand, and we can do, like, if you want to buy a physical version, a poster, a pin-up, or a postcard. I should be able to work all of that out, but that is what we're getting. I'm working out this week. So like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack. Fine, we covered everything. I feel very covered. Let's look at this first story, which I give legs to. Right, I give credibility to. Hugh Grant is in talks to take over from Jodie Whittaker, the titular Time Lord, as a titular Time Lord in Doctor Who after previously turning down the role. So, yes, I give this one quite a lot of credence to. Firstly, Russell Lee Davies is known to want to work with people over and over again. We know he's wanted to work with Hugh Grant for a long time. And they worked together so very, very well on, was it A Very British Scandal? What do you think was Russell Lee Davies' best work? A Very British Scandal or It's a Sin or Doctor Who? I mean, look, Doctor Who's my favourite, obviously. But A Very British Scandal, again, and I want to say, this is an approbation of how good it was, right? I am a Bible-thumping creationist. I'm a real rabbi, right? I really, genuinely believe, like, the Old Testament is a real thing, right? So, like, I understand that's a bit bonkers, but that's just who I am. That's what and like A Very British Scandal was about a very prominent gay affair, right? Now you would have thought, oh, you're a Bible thumper, you're going to be wagging your finger out. No, because Russell Lee Davies made such a wonderful story, right? Such a wonderfully rich story with wonderful characters who I loved all of them, right? And I don't know if Jeremy Thorpe was like Hugh Grant in real life, but it was just a sweet love story. Of a lot of people being very, very giving, and there was a scene in it towards the end where his second wife, back then you had to get wives, right, to hide that you're gay. Which, again, even as a Bible thumper, I think, same-sex relations in the Bible is prohibited. Also, being a massive hypocrite and a dick is also being prohibited. So, and wagging fingers at each other, being judgmental. These things are not looked down on pretty well in the Old Testament. The Old Testament, amazingly, is all about being mellow and being loving to each other. When you really read it and understand it, that's what, and accepting and that sort of thing. But anyway, but yeah, that's how good a piece of writing it was, right? Same with It's a Sin. I think It's a Sin might be. I don't know, but there was a scene in it when his second wife just says, so when it's all the scandals going, just tell me what's happening, what's real, right? And she was completely accepting of him. And I just thought that was a really, truly beautiful scene, right? A really, truly important bit of British culture. So yeah, listen, the elephant in the room is he's a bit white male-y, isn't he? So here's the thing. What would happen if Hugh Grant was cast? You'll get the Twitterati, which we're going to be talking about pretty soon. We'll get the Twitterati losing it, going at their heads would all blow up simultaneously, to which Russell T Davies will be able to diffuse them quite easily by going, why would we turn down one of Britain's greatest actors? No, what are you and he'll just win the conversation like that. Very, 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 like that. Very, very quickly. Okay, by the way, quick aside. This is a quick aside, but it's worth it. Snapping your fingers. Are you somebody who has trouble doing that? Now, my friend Gary, when I was, I think, 18, taught me how to snap my fingers. I was never be able to do it before. I was always like, here's how you do it, right? I don't know if you had the same problem. Make this shape with your fingers, right? Push down on your thumb as hard as you can, and then slide the finger off so it hits over here, right? But push that, get a little pressure first, and that's how you snap your fingers, right? So there you go. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary, for teaching me that many, many moons ago. But there you go. Also, again, Russell D Davies does like working with Hugh Grant. He would repair the damage done to Chris Chibnall, which is essentially bringing in that housewife audience, right, that would watch with their kids, right? You put a dishy bloke in it, women will watch it. And weirdly enough, women's one of the major demographics you chased off with the stunning and brave first female Doctor Who, really. It's just the data didn't come out at all like they said it would. So I give this one a lot of legs, especially as we read the article when it goes into more details. Now, the person who wrote this article might know all the details that I know. Normally they don't, okay? Normally they don't, but might and be incorporating them in. But the thing that really, really knocks out the park is that this rumor comes from the Mirror, right? And the Mirror, they have form. The Mirror has form for being very accurate. They predicted they reported Jodie Whittaker's departure, well, good, 8 months, 7-8 months before she admitted it. There's a few other things they've done. Were they the ones who said Russell Davies is coming back? I can't remember, but the Mirror has form for being a good source. So I hope this is true. So let's read. Do I hope this is true? Yeah, of course. Hugh Grant, Doctor Who? Yeah, of course I hope it's bloody true. I think he'll be awesome. I think he's a great actor. Fine. Hugh Grant is reportedly in talks to take on the role of Doctor Who. Russell Davies, 58, is returning to the role of showrunner ahead of the 60th anniversary next year, and is claimed he's hoping Hugh, 61, can give the sci-fi series a fresh feel after Jodie Whittaker's departure. Yes, that fresh feeling of people not wanting to shoot themselves in the face rather than watch Doctor Who. Yes, that's be a little bit revolutionary. An insider told the Mirror, and again, Mirror's got form. Remember, Mirror's got form. He offers many attributes: a great actor, British award-winning Hollywood A-lister, and excellent at comedy. I mean, listen, it's a slam dunk, isn't it? It's really a slam dunk for Rusty Davies to revive Doctor Who. I mean, on an international stage with a lot of money backing it. Honestly, it's a slam dunk. So I give this legs. Is it true? Hopefully. I mean, it says conversation in progress. I'll be kind of surprised if they're not really. I mean, but again, I'll be really intrigued to see how he would play the role. I mean, it's He's a very different Hugh Grant than he was when he was first offered the role, wasn't it? This would not be the first time that Hugh Grant played the Doctor. In 1999, he played a version. Oh right, yeah, Curse of the Fatal Death of the 12th Doctor for the comic release special by Stephen Moffat. 5 years later, Russell offered him the role, but he didn't take it. Yeah, he said it's one of those, because it's like asking J.K. Rowling to write Doctor Who. Like, why wouldn't you? Right? Oh my God! Could you imagine if you got J.K. Rowling to write an episode? Of Hugh Grant Doctor Who? I can hear Twitter like exploding right now. You think Ukraine's bad? No, go head over to Twitter. No, Ukraine's very bad. Okay, Ukraine's very bad, kids. 5 years later, Russell offered Hugh the lead, but he didn't take it. In 2007, an actor said he regretted the decision, telling Digital Spy, "I would offer the role of Doctor Who of Hugh's back, and I was highly flattered." Remember, when I was offered it in 2005, Doctor Who was was where it is now, right? I mean, I think worse than where it is now. It was a tainted brand. It was a thing with wobbly sets. It was embarrassing, right? And most people didn't think it would work. Most people looked at the Paul McGann 96 movie, which was reasonably sumptuous. It had great production values, but it did excellently in the UK. I think it got like 9 million on its live viewing, its initial viewing. I think maybe even more. It did really, really, really well. But in the US, it got flattened by Roseanne because John Goodman had a heart attack that episode. And it wasn't a thing, right? It wasn't a thing. But then they wanted it to be a named actor as well with McGann. So this is a much bigger name, of course. Very recognizable. Could you imagine it's on Netflix? You got your average American mother channel surfing on what to watch with the kids. You come up with Hugh Grant. She's like, yeah, I can put up with that. Well, I'm just going to put the washing machine on a spin cycle and lean up against it. Why are you doing that, Mummy? No reason. Watch Doctor Who. I'll watch it with you. Yeah, that's basically what's going on. The danger with those things is things is that it's only when you see it on screen that you think, darn, that was good. Why did I say no? Exactly. In 2005, he didn't know it was going to be as huge as it was, right? But then, knowing me, I'll probably make a mess of it. Well, you see, this is what we like Hugh Grant. It was also Russell who wants to overhaul the show, giving it a great opportunity to branch out with spin-offs. The Insider added, and this is something that's been an ongoing theme of the new Rusty Davies Doctor Who, which is the thing that excites me the most, actually. The vision is that the show can be a Marvel-like product, building franchises around the Doctor and other key characters in his many lives. So yeah, are we going to get the Romana Adventures? I don't know. We're going to get something. And I think the way it gets delivered, and that's the all important thing. I think the way it gets delivered is going to be interesting, shall we say, interesting and different. With the utmost respect to the BBC, the past attempts like Torchwood were made on a very limited budget with locations around Wales. Now the world is Russell's oyster. That is true. And look what he did with a limited budget, right? Look what he did with the BBC budget. Torchwood, Sarah Jane Adventures, Doctor Who, all of them massive, all of them, and we had more things. You had like Dreamland, Dreamtime, those cartoons, which weren't great, but the fact that they were gobbled up. Do you remember all the extras, all the podcasts, the commentaries? This was all groundbreaking, right? They were doing it a bit in Battlestar Galactica, but you had so many things. You had like the red button things, those interactive adventures, the music of the spheres, the prompt. Do you remember how great it was, how huge it was? Now imagine that with a lot more money. Okay, it almost makes me want to hope the world's not going to end next week. Really, it's going to be quite exciting if it doesn't. Mail Online has contacted the BBC representative for BBC and a representative for Hugh for a comment. It comes after the current Doctor Who actress Jodie Whittaker announced she was leaving the role last July. Well, it was announced in February in the Mirror, right? In the Mirror, her departure will play out across upcoming two-part specials. And the show's first female Doctor, who has failed completely, I just completely failed, described her 4-year stint manning the title as being the best job I've ever done. Oh, best thing I've ever had. Yeah, well, sorry about it. Maybe it shouldn't have been so unbelievably bad in it then, right? Jodie was first said to have made the decision to leave in January. Oh, so January, not February. From the Mirror, with reports at the time discussing the fall in viewerships, which has been declining for 5 years. It's been declining. It's sharply since Jodie Whittaker showed up, but it's been declining ever since peers like Piers Wenger has wanted to use Doctor Who as a platform, right? Even when it was good in season 10. Listen, I know a lot of you hate season 10. Give it a rewatch. It's so good, right? I mean, even the Bill Potts dialogue about wanting to sleep with other women, which is in many episodes. I mean, it's like, oh, she's coming home from a date and the Pope turns up. It's in many episodes. And I think let's watch it if you've seen any of the current Doctor Who, watch it in context of that, right? This is a lot better, right? You'll see how much better it is, but it's been declining ever since the BBC has been used for use its programming to platform ideas that nobody really believes in or cares about, honestly, everybody. I think most people are like not racist, not bigoted, and want to say live and let live. They also want to say that having a penis normally makes you a boy, having a vagina normally makes you a girl, and we're not a bigot if you don't. And again, if you want to identify not like that, that's cool, right? But don't tell me I'm a bigot because I don't think that's. The normal. Factually, I don't think that's a normative position for the human race, right? Much as you would like it to be, I don't think it is. It was reported that Jodie and showrunner Chris Chibnall, who was also walking away from the show, had attracted half the audience during the pairing compared to what Rusty Davies-led David Tennant front version of the show did. Did it do better under Matt Smith? Actually, did it get? I can't remember. It did pretty well. Jodie will first appear in the 13th season of Doctor Who, set to air later this year. What? No. When was this written? Wait. This is recent. This is from yesterday. What? Yeah, this year, March 20th. Today, okay? A day of filming, came out. God, what bollocks. Right? No. She's got 2 specials left. Shut up. Sex and Better will air in spring with Jodie's final feature-length appearance as the Doctor, in which she will regenerate, or will she? We don't know. Arriving in autumn 2022 as part of the BBC centenary celebrations, and oh my God, it's gonna be like the BBC's dunce cap. This episode of Doctor Who. I don't think I can breathe. Yeah, okay, fine. Hugh Grant was hopefully the Doctor, right? I hope that Hugh Grant's the Doctor. That'll be good news. Indicated that'll be good news is over here. Femalefirst.com, femalefirst.co.uk. It's the headline article. Hugh Grant wanted for Doctor Who. I think female first was the Hugh Grant for pretty much anything, and that's the point, right? That is actually the genuine point. I think this is bound to get people watching Doctor Who, right? I think, and I understand you want to say that people need to see themselves and there needs to be people need to see human beings, okay? People need to see human beings, and they haven't really seen them in Doctor Who for a while, right? That's the bottom line. So at the same time, we got this competing rumor going on from a few days ago, which is what I was going to lead with up until this morning. Jodie Whittaker replaced by Danny Dyer as David Tennant no longer favourite, right? So this is this is basically a favourite that he's favoured by the bookies. He's taken over from the bookies. Now, is this real? Could be. Listen, if you're auditioning and you're talking to Hugh Grant, I think you're going to want to talk to other people as well, if only to give you more strength in your negotiation. Danny Dyer has nowhere near the same cachet internationally as Hugh Grant, right? Absolutely nowhere near. But if they're going for that kind of look for Doctor Who, I can see them both being up for the part. But more likely, it just seems like he was announced he's leaving EastEnders, and somebody says, "Oh yeah, let's make a headline that he's going to be Doctor Who, right? Let's do that." Okay, fine. So Doctor Who fans are desperate to find out who's replacing Jodie Whittaker, a sci-fi hero, with an array of names being added. This sounds like a literal reprint of an article they did about 2 months earlier, isn't it? It's like Groundhog Day. I'm just reading this stuff over and over and over again. Could the latest speculation about EastEnders make Danny Dyer a realistic candidate? What's the latest speculation? Jodie 33, 13th Doctor, blah, blah, blah. Could Danny Dyer be the next Doctor? As beloved landlord Mick Carter, as he leaves EastEnders from being Mick Carter later this year. That's basically where I stopped watching EastEnders. I got up to where Mick Carter arrived. And I was there for like another year or two, but I'm like, yeah, I'm basically done. Because you know what it was? I'll tell you exactly what it was. I used to watch EastEnders, and then I missed it for like a week or two. Something happened. I can't remember what it was. I was like offline or something. I can't remember what it was. And then when I finally got back to it, I just found all the storylines were unrecognizable and yet exactly the same, right? It's just different faces, same stuff over. So I'm like, you know what? I think the spell's broken. I think the spell is broken, and I was out. And that was before, the platforming that made Doctor Who so unwatchable made EastEnders even more unwatchable, from what I can tell. It seems he's currently one book his favourite for overtaking some prominent potentials, hoped to be the next BBC icon. Well, if the bookers are favouriting him, I don't know. Does that mean he's got 64 odds? He's named to be named as the next Doctor according to bookmaker Coral. Danny Dyer is leaving EastEnders to look for new challenges, and many punters believe one of his first new roles will be Doctor Who as a Time Lord. Coral's Jonah Hill confirmed. Dyer has been well backed in our bettings, and he's a clear favourite ahead of Lydia West and Ollie Alexander. I think people are waking up smelling the coffee. Ollie Alexander had been a popular choice. It was 4-1. Lydia West and Murray Douglas. I don't know. We don't know. We really genuinely don't know, right? We really genuinely don't know. But what do we know? We do know that Jodie Whittaker has appealed to an interesting type of fan, which we're going to be looking at right now. This is an anatomy of a story, and it happened while I was offline, while it was Sabbath and I was completely offline. The story started and exploded, and we're going to see how crazy people convince themselves they're not crazy, right? And it really is. We're going to see it in absolute real time. It's bizarre beyond bizarre beyond bizarre. So it's it's over here. It's a bit of a Twitterati story, right? Which, generally speaking, I'm not a huge fan of, but it's it gives you an insight into what's going on in fandom, because fandom has been just invaded by I say crazy people. No, I mean mentally ill people, right? Mentally ill people, and I think that's why mentally ill people who have no ability to deal or have any fortitude or have any ability to be wrong or open-minded, and they go around screaming everybody's toxic and toxic bigots who don't mindlessly agree with them. Why do I say that? Okay, this is a great case in point over here. So the person started saying, Jodie Whittaker petitioned the best ambassador for Doctor Who. Now, I saw that, and without seeing the response, Dan Hadley on the Spacebook. But if you always notice, right, people who aren't scared of their opinions don't mind putting their name and faces, while people who will never, ever justify their opinions will never ever put their name and face, right? It's the weirdest thing. But okay, I thought, well, that's weird, because I remember David Tennant and Billie Piper much more so. I remember Billie Piper after she finished on Doctor Who. She was being interviewed on Jonathan Ross or a show like that. And she said, well, the only thing I'm really happy about leaving, because she was really sad to leave when she saw Martha on the cover of Doctor Who magazine. She said, you wanted to scratch her eyes out, right? I'm like, okay. And I like that. I mean, I don't think she really wanted to, but if she felt jealousy and, about the role. But she said one of the only things that was great is like I could smoke in public again, right? I would never, ever, ever smoke in public because I knew how little children would look up to me, and I was a role model. Nobody would ever swear in public. Peter Capaldi was fantastic because Peter Capaldi came from this role of Malcolm Tucker. Who was a profanity-laced, hilarious character, right? An absolute hilarious character. And when he became Doctor Who, he didn't acknowledge it, and he moved away from that completely. And he spent most of his time he wanted to be a mysterious and somewhat scary figure, but he also wanted to be a figure that was beloved by children. I love that. And you see that so much in his interaction with fans, right? Especially in how he signed autographs, and he wrote letters, he took personal interest in people, and he had this real soft way of speaking to younger fans, and it was wonderful. Like, he spoke to them as equals, with respect, right? Which I've never seen Jodie Whittaker do. I've seen many, many times that they've had kids wheeled out in front of her to say, "Oh, Jodie Whittaker," and she's like, "Yes, I'm Jodie Whittaker." There's never, she's always looking down. Again, this is from my opinion, but she always appears to be looking down. And my when I do reviews of her episodes, I have an intro, which is her from a recent interview where she was using the F word a lot. And again, you're still Doctor Who, right? You're still Doctor... But for her, it's not real, and it doesn't really matter. And I know Doctor Who's not real, right? But what it means to people is real. What it means to children is real. Right, and she just doesn't understand because she's a bit of a Karen, bottom line. So anyway, I think she's a terrible, absolute terrible ambassador for Doctor Who. More than anything, she was a Pied Piper for these awful people that came into fandom and somewhat destroyed fandom, right? So Dan Hadley responds, I think, quite reasonably. So it's hilarious, and it really is hilarious. This is the same woman who dropped dozens of F-bombs. Yes, she does. Just last week on a podcast, well, I haven't seen the podcast, okay, while being the public face of a family series. Yes, no other person connected with this role would have done this at any time. Would they have sworn? Of course, right? That's what's hilarious. I mean, it's I got this great audio of Tom Baker doing voiceover work and being swearing like a sailor, talking about the script, about it. That wasn't him being public. Being public was my memory of Tom Baker when I was, 4 or 5, at the children's bookstore getting Doctor Who and the Monster Society. He takes his hat off, he puts it on me, and my world was just blown up, right? Was just blown up, and it's never been the same since. And it really... Look at this. This is why this is all happening, right? Look at the room I'm in. My world has never been the same since, because he understood the role, right? Not even the tip of the iceberg. So sick of this nonsense talk like this. I agree, right? It's if you like this era of Doctor Who, that's great. Okay, and I wish I did too, right? I hate it. I think it's the absolute opposite of Doctor Who. I absolutely hate it. I love that you love it, okay? If you love it, good for you. Good for you. You loving it doesn't make it popular or successful, right? Me hating it doesn't mean I'm attacking you. I just hate it for reasons other than her vagina, right? Her vagina is not really a factor in it, right? Especially for me, right? I went in open-minded, right? I'm starting tonight. I'm doing a live stream where I'm going back and looking at the Jodie classics, right? Because I went into it with an open mind and a positive eye and wanting to like it. So I'm reviewing Rosa. And I went through it. I've got like 400 screen grabs so we can go bit by bit by bit. And when you look at it in the cold light of day, it's shockingly bad, right? It's just But I didn't do that up until now because I wanted to like it. So this person, William who I think, I'm not sure, somebody told me he's also Trilby reviews the TARDIS bloke, right? I'm not sure if he is. I have no idea. But again, none of them ever will show their face or their name. Okay, ever. OMG, Jodie Whittaker swears! He says, what an awful ambassador. I agree, we need to cancel her, Dan. Nobody's saying cancel. Somebody said she was a great ambassador, right? A great ambassador. No, she's not, right? This is called reasons that, and it's just like, oh no, I just want to get. All they see is somebody saying, oh no, I just want to get Jodie Whittaker. It can't be right. It can't be. And that is their reality. And their reality, they do a lot to hold on to, as we're about to watch, right? As we're really about to watch. I think this is genuine mental illness. So Dan comes back and says, no, you're missing the point. The Doctor does not swear. And for now, she's publicly the Doctor. That's true. I don't understand what's confusing about that. Like, what's confusing about that is that this proves your worldview that she's the best as ever, right? Which is a leap of faith, which is bizarre beyond bizarre, right? Matt Smith wouldn't be seen smoking a fag on the street playing the Doctor. Yes, I do recall that. There's an awareness, investment in the role, that, and that's an ambassador. Well, in that case, you're probably nearly... Oh, Doctor Who! Did you know Doctor Who has always been political? I mean, really, it's amazing how people not understanding things will frame them in, you don't understand it, right? Well, in that case, you have probably nearly... Oh, Doctor Who! Because I'm confident all of them have flawed before because they do adult intended chat. No, you're wrong. You are wrong, Mr. William. No, they all swear, not when they're being the public face of Doctor Who. Look, Tom Baker will get drunk out of his mind and fall out of a second-story bar club in Soho Square, right? He wasn't wearing a sodding scarf and vomiting over children at the same time, right? No. Yes, they had private lives where they swore. This is not about being an ambassador. When she goes on TV shows, she has no awareness that she's being Doctor Who, right? She has no awareness, unless she's wearing this stupid bloody coat, and then she's got to smile at me condescending. I'm just saying, if you have a problem with Jodie doing it, you should have awareness of all the others as well. Again, no. You're ignoring what you're saying, which is exactly what Dan says. You're not listening to me, mate. Go and read my comments again. The crucial factors I am highlighting. Context is everything. Well, again, if you take things in context, it looks bad because it proves you wrong, right? And this next one basically says everything. So this is a gif of Jodie Whittaker being not very Doctor Who-y, going, which is his expression too, right? And he's going, well, I don't understand. So he leaves that after not wanting to deal with that at all. And now we're going to see how the narrative completely changes. I have a question. Should Doctor Who actors not swear? I don't understand. They do it even when they're at home. Because I've been in a debate, and some fans believe that Jodie is out of order for swearing in John Bishop's podcast. Yeah, I think she is. Right, if that's the podcast about, I think she is out of order, right? That, especially in the context of you have somebody a fan of this awful era, right? They'll say, oh look, Jodie Whittaker's on. I'll go and look at it, and and he goes, oh look, that's what my role model does. That's what I'll do too, right? And that's essentially the problem. Personally, I think this is just another excuse to have a go at Jodie. I honestly don't see the issue, because you don't want to see the issue. The reason you don't want to see the issue is because you really have no ability to deal with being wrong, right? No ability whatsoever. No one's saying it's a problem of swearing. What we are saying is a problem of swearing as an ambassador for Doctor Who, which you are when you make public appearances during your time as Doctor Who. Do you understand the difference? I think they do, right? Here's the thing. Do you think they're morons or do you think they're lying? I think they understand the difference, right? So then Danny says, really, that's the quite reframing of my original tweet, William. Let alone since I elaborated. 1 minute you tell me it's a petty argument, and the next you're making a choice to start it over again on blast to your followers. But by all means, go ahead and have fun, right? Go ahead and have fun. To which you care. What happens when narrative hits reality? They curl up in the ball and hide. I have blocked the accounts involved now. I've been bullied. I'm stunning, I'm thug, and I'm wave. I think at this stage I've blocked every major anti-Jody account, but it's for the best, as I never win any arguments. Why do you think that is? Again, it's not a question about winning an argument, right? It's not a question about winning, being right or being wrong. It's a question about it's a question of what's real and what isn't, right? I'm just trying to make a way of saying it without making you sound like a huge dick, and I don't think I can. It's what's better. Are you going to shape reality to meet your opinions of what you want reality to be, or are you going to shape your opinions to meet reality? That's really the question, right? And you're shaping reality to meet your opinions. As we're watching, right? You completely misread. Do people being Doctor Who shouldn't be allowed to swear? No. Being an ambassador for Doctor Who shouldn't swear. As all the other ambassadors for Doctor Who have not sworn. It's really not complicated. You might not win the arguments, but at least you are in the right, and that's what matters, right? And we're going to come back to that, because that's all that matters. Winning. It doesn't matter what's right or wrong, right? Doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter. You can have your opinions, right? You can say, I love Jodie Whittaker. I think she's the greatest ever. I love what they did with Doctor Who, and I love that. That's fine. That's an opinion, and you're allowed to have an opinion. But when you say, I love Jodie Whittaker, and anybody who doesn't is a bigot, that's and you say it as a fact, you know, it's a bit weird, right? It's a bit weird. So then, you know, it goes, starts going round and around, and oh yeah, Mr. Trilby over here. Mr. Trilby then jumps on it. This is, oh no, he's replying to something else. Okay, fine. People send me a bunch of stuff, okay? What can I tell you? But you'll see how he details it. This talking about there's no plan after the timeless child. I think that, who knows? Okay, this one is somewhat irrelevant. Over here, this is it. Yes, Jodie should be allowed to swear. Why is this a conversation? Because we had a conversation, right? Why is it even a conversation? Are you saying the fact that that this is even a discussion simply as this person comes in, as you say, the fact this is even a discussion simply baffles you. It baffles you because you don't want to hear the discussion, because it reflects badly on this thing you have absolute faith in, right? And you're a religious zealot for. Because sexism, I guess. Yeah. What? Okay. So I remember we're talking about Jodie Whittaker being an ambassador for Doctor Who. Dan comes along and says, "I don't think she is, because she doesn't have very good behaviour in public whilst being Doctor Who." Right? Sexism, I guess. Again, everything has to be twisted to meet their twisted worldview. So then hashtag Tom Baker cancelled. Tom Baker dropping F-bombs while he's not being Doctor Who. Completely irrelevant. I mean, people know Capaldi played Malcolm Tucker before the Doctor, right? You see where we are now, right? We said, okay, being Doctor Who, being an ambassador for Doctor Who, have you ever sworn in your life before? Ironic, the ones complaining about Doctor Who being too politically correct are the ones are being politically correct right now. No. Again, everything is a desperation, a massive, massive desperation to shore up their worldview, which in full fairness is being completely demolished, right? Is being completely demolished before their eyes, not just in Doctor Who, in everything. Do you remember when they said Trump was the worst ever? Right. We're like one step away from nuclear war right now, right? Why? Because the person who was the adult in the room and came in, we're going to talk about this in a minute, has a pipeline in Ukraine that he wants to protect. As it's not conspiracy theory thing. It's called this the Hunter Biden laptop has all these emails connecting him to doing a dodgy deal with this company called Burisma in Ukraine. Putin also has a pipeline that he wants to be the major one, I guess, and so he invaded Ukraine. This is not a defense of Putin, right? Nobody should be invading or blowing people up. That's a bad idea, in my mind, right? But again. Their worldview is crumbling in every way. So the question is, are people who play Doctor Who allowed to swear? Well, no, the NMDs, which is what they call people like me, which is, I'm not even going to go into it. I'll say that they shouldn't. No. F Divino, says this bloke over here, allowed to? Sure she should be. No lady or gentleman should swear in public with that. Again, move somewhat away. But that's the point, we're highlighting it. Somebody asked, what's going on? And I said, wait until these people hear about Harry Potter nude on stage. It'll blow their mind! Again, what's that got to do with being an ambassador for Doctor Who? But you see, now we've reached the point where it's completely transformed. Waking up to Peter Capaldi, David Tennant, and Jodie Whittaker trending at the same time, and all these weird emojis. But then it's just more misogynistic discourse. Everything goes back to that. Is Jodie Whittaker a good ambassador for Doctor Who? I don't think she is, because she doesn't have very elevated behaviour on podcasts. She swears a lot, right? She swears a lot. And smokes, and basically is just not a good role model, in my opinion. Oh no, you're a misogynist now. And this goes on and on and on. But yeah, this is incredible. Yeah, this is a good place to wrap this up. Let's go. Righteous, and I love it that they use the word righteous. Righteous as it is to call out obvious misogyny like Jodie Whittaker shouldn't swear. No. A good ambassador for Doctor Who shouldn't swear publicly. Whilst making public appearances, somebody should not swear and be, as being an ambassador for Doctor Who, right? Do you see the difference? Yes, you do, and I think, yes, they do too. I'm not sure it's good that we all compulsively respond to every bizarre opinion day in and day out. No, you live for that, because you can't exist in a reality where you're wrong. That's the bottom line. And they will say exactly the same thing about me, but they're bonkers. No matter how witty our put-downs are. One second. Let's see how witty your put-downs are. As you say, the fact there's a discussion simply baffles me. Because sexism, I guess. Yeah, oh, you're right. This is laugh a minute stuff. You're right. I mean, this is Oscar Wilde will come up with this sort of stuff. How would you put it? There'll always be another random weirdo tomorrow. Dude. Today is tomorrow. You did this a day ago, it's tomorrow. I think you might be the random weirdo right now. I literally have not seen one person voice the original she shouldn't swear opinion. Nothing to do with that. Remember, nothing to do with that. But I have seen loads of discourse around it. And I'm curious how much this process mainstreams a niche opinion. Then again, shining a light on these things is important. What have you shined a light on? Really? What do you think you shined a light on? Okay? I think Hugh Grant's going to be the next Doctor. I just can't wait. Could you imagine J.K. Rowling writing a Hugh Grant Doctor Who? And if they get bent out of shape by saying, Jodie Whittaker isn't the best role model because she swears a lot in public appearances whilst being Doctor Who. Can you imagine what they're going to be like when J.K. Rowling, who is Voldemort to them, right? Literally Voldemort is writing Doctor. Please, Russell. I don't think he would do that though, because he's pretty much on the side of the crazy wokies. Sadly enough. I don't know. I'm glad we've collectively shut down this nonsense. At least I hope we have. How's that working out for you, mate? How's it? Did this shut it down for you? Is it shut down now? I don't know. Let me know how it's going. But this doesn't seem like an entirely productive way of going about it. Really? Well, you give me quite a good 20-minute segment over here, so I do appreciate that. The next time somebody says misogynistic about somebody says misogynistic things, maybe about Whittaker, or the next situations, similar situation period. I have no idea what you're saying, but basically, yeah, she's not the best role model. Okay, we've gone on for a bit, but I think there's another couple of stories I do want to highlight. Let's go over here. This is just a quickie one, which this ties into what I was saying just now. David Tennant fights tears over Ukrainian schoolgirl singing from shelter. I feel helpless, says David Tennant. Now, I want to be clear. My heart, like every human freaking being, goes out to the devastation in Ukraine. The fact that it's being done over complete stupidity and essentially Putin wanting to have more control of money and Biden wanting to have more control of money and everybody lying and everybody being dodgy and I don't trust anybody involved whatsoever. And we are literally one step away from nuclear war. I mean, Russia could legitimately turn around and say, you've actually declared war. These are acts of war. Crippling our economy is an act of war. Giving $800 million worth of, or billion, or whatever it is, arms to Ukrainians is an act of war, right? These are acts of war. Honestly, saying that Ukraine would become part of NATO is an act of war, according to JFK, right? This is called the Kennedy Doctrine. The Kennedy Doctrine during the Cuban Missile Crisis is we will not tolerate you setting up a new military base with striking capacity at the American homeland, which is essentially what making Ukraine a NATO country would be. And the day before the invasion, who was a moron, admittedly, but she's still the vice president of America, said, "Oh yay, Ukraine should join NATO." I mean, so anyway, my point is this: he's feeling helpless. The time that you had help is called politics, the political process. The political process which you helped derail. The reason this girl is crying, is singing from a shelter, is because you are a moron, Mr. Tennant. And don't get me wrong, I liked your Doctor Who. I like Russell Davies' Doctor Who. I think their politics is also absolutely calls this situation, right? Their hatred of Donald Trump, who is a massively superior president to Biden, Putin never invaded under under Trump's watch, did he? Why? Really? Why? And I think it's a reasonable bloody question. But the reason it's happening is because you, Mr. Tennant, were a part of this insane detachment reality. In no way, shape different from the detachment reality around Jodie Whittaker swearing as an ambassador for Doctor Who, right? Which created the environment that let the adults back into the room, as you called it, right? Which let Joe Biden back in the room. And how's that worked out? How's that worked out, David, right? Not that bloody well. I think that's fair to say. Not very bloody well. Listen, mate. Here's basically my opinion on war in general. There's on this current war, I should say, we seem to have both sides of the American political wall, the Republicans and the Democrats, which in my mind seem to be somewhat indistinguishable, right? They're all part of the same political class who I think they're all somewhat vile and disgusting, right? They're all pushing for this war. My thought is this: if you push for a war, if you vote for a war, then you must take the consequence of it. You will have all your property removed from you, regardless of the war was successful or not. All your property removed for you, and you'll be given a simple stipend to live off for the rest. You'll be given government housing and a stipend to live off for the rest of your life, which will be middle income. Let's not say low income, but you won't be a millionaire. You'll be living in a simple house with simple, in a simple lifestyle. Right, and that's it. And you're not allowed to have any more money in that for your life if you choose to take your country to war. Additionally, it's your children that will need to go on the front lines, not anybody else's. If you're that bloody sure, if you are that bloody sure we should go to war, then let's go to war. I don't think you are that bloody sure, right? Same with you, Mr. Tennant, right? I understand. Socialism has a lot of good aspects. I believe in fairness. I believe in everybody should have an equal crack, right? I believe that. I think generational wealth is a terrible thing. The generational wealth of the likes of Joe Biden and most of the political class. I think it's a terrible thing, and I do think it's detrimental to society. But don't sit in your $1 million home, sipping your bloody champagne, telling everybody else how they should or should not spend their money, right? How they need to be more generous. Why don't you try living in a semi-detached house and give whatever the rest of your fees to whatever charitable causes you want, right? Don't be a champagne bloody socialist. And I think you, Mr. Tennant, along with the rest of your intelligentsia and your artistic class, is why we are on the brink of war. And we do not know what war's going to bloody look like. It seems to me we'll probably have cyber attacks. Can you imagine what it's like? One day the electric stops working for 2 months. That's just the way it is. No gas, no food. What do you think it's going to be like? We don't know. You don't know. None of us know what weapons they bloody have. Right? All we know is that we are the ones on the front bloody lines. Everyone's on the front bloody lines in this war. So, Mr. Tennant, I understand you feel helpless. We all felt helpless. There was a time when we had power. You pissed it away because you're an idiot, right? Because you didn't like mean tweets. Because you didn't like Donald Trump. Because you didn't like, much like the people banging on and on about Jodie Whittaker being allowed to swear. You didn't like being wrong. And you were wrong about Donald Trump. And that's just the bottom bloody line. And I think with that, and I don't know much about it, but I'm going to guess you're also wrong about Brexit and probably climate change, right? I get the feeling that you're generally wrong about a lot of things. Although the Brexit and climate change things, I am speaking from prejudice and ignorance. So I'm not saying that I think I'm right about that. I think I'm probably right. About Donald Trump, you were wrong, and I am right about that. And every metric proves it. Same as anybody who says that Jodie Whittaker was successful at Doctor Who. No, you're wrong, and every metric proves it. Hopefully, the world's going to be around for this video to get posted, and we can all have a laugh about it together. Who knows, or dares to dream. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.